Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Thedukeofderps here, and I'm bringing you a new video today, a new series. I'm already doing Wrestler of the Week, but this is going to be like a once-a-month thing, or whenever I feel like making a video like this when I would book something differently. But right now, it's the Cruiserweight division. 3 things you need to understand about the Cruiserweight division right away. The matches are not good. They are boring. There have been a few good matches, but they are mostly boring. The stories are not interesting. And the champion is better than what they could have right now. Rich Swann is a pretty good choice. So how would I do any of this differently? Well, first of all, I'd let them do the flippy shit. I know it sounds crazy, but let the wrestlers fucking wrestle. My God, is it that hard to understand? These guys who you build as the flippy shit guys, not doing flippy shit is the wrong move. Whatever. The stories have been moot. They've not mattered. Because so far, the only story has been, I need the Cruiserweight Championship to make myself more relevant. Which is like, no, you should be developing enough guys at once in that division that when it takes up those extra time slots that you have on Raw or on 205 Live, you have enough matches that people actually are into the stories. Right now, the story is Neville versus Rich Swann. I couldn't think of his name for a second. Neville versus Rich Swann. And it just seems like there's something more there that we're just not getting. Because the story right now is Neville came back from injury pissed. Which is understandable because this whole division just passed him by, and they kind of worked him into the UK Championship thing for one, little match to fill time, and it adds to his character, but it also takes away from the character that he spent all that time in NXT and all the time on the main roster that he's had building up, and it sucks because I really like the guy and I want to see him do well. Right now, he's just not it. Rich Swann is it. What you need to do with Rich Swann is build up this title with him by having him win and win and win for 4 or 5 months. Then Neville can come back and after he's been beaten once and been like, hey, you beat all these other people, but I was the only one who ever had a chance or whatever in his accent. And you can do that. The only problems with the Cruiserweight division right now really is the matches, because the matches can be good enough with these people. We learned from the Cruiserweight Classic that they don't have to have that insane of a story. They should have never taken the belt off of Perkins because they should have let him hold it for probably 3 to 4 months just to build the belt up. But he didn't. So what my suggestion is for this feud with Neville, what you have him do is you have Neville go over. I know it seems a little soon, and I know how we've been complaining on the podcast about how they switch the titles too much, but give the belt to Neville. And we're going to do a little bit of that switchy stuff, and I'm going to show you how you can do it properly. Well, I'm sure you all already know. But Rich wins it back at Fastlane. Then going into Mania, the night, maybe the week or a couple weeks, or maybe even on the night after Rich wins it back, you have Neville cheat to win it back in his rematch. Interesting yet? Then at Mania, you have a big feud. It's been going on for 3 months and has encompassed 2 big 4 pay-per-views. And you probably could, I'm sure Neville and Rich Swann are both good enough in the ring that if you just let them go, they will go. I'm hoping that's what happens at the Royal Rumble, but I'm not confident that that'll happen. So with that doesn't fix the division. What do you do after that? What do you do at Mania? Rich has to win. If Rich doesn't win, that title becomes Neville's. And Neville can have that title for a while, but if Rich beats him after he just lied and cheated his way up to the top, after not even being part of the Cruiserweight Classic, you can build a good story out of that. People will be into it, and you can have a good enough match that people will be rooting for one side by the end, whether they were when they came in or not. So with that being said, there's no one easy fix to the division, but that can get you started down the right path. And honestly, sometimes the right path seems like the wrong path. And at this point, it does. But for those of you that watch wrestling the way I do, and the way that my friends in the podcast do, Cat Thumbs and Slarf, you notice these things. I really hope that they do figure out what it is that they need to do, because I don't know that my answer is the right answer. All I know is that it can get you to a point that going into the next year of wrestling, or the next cycle of wrestling, that you can actually not have to just send them to SmackDown. Because after that, if that didn't work, if my plan doesn't work, I guess my plan is to have another match